I was on the lookout for a small bookcase, and luckily I managed to pick this one up for free. It is a little bit rough around the edges with a few bangs and scrapes, but hopefully with a little bit of TLC I should be able to get a few more years worth of life out of it. This is about as basic as furniture makeover gets. I'll be using these few simple tools to disassemble, sand down, fill any imperfections, prime and paint this bookcase. That said, at a push, you could reduce that down to just a sanding block and some good quality paint, and you'd still achieve a reasonable result. So unfortunately today the weather's not on my side, with rain showers forecast throughout the day. So I'll start by marking up all the different parts of the bookcase so I know which order to put it back together in later on. And then I can start taking the bookcase apart. So once it was fully disassembled, this is what I was left with. Then it was time to start getting on with the sanding. Now, apart from dodging the rain showers all day, this was definitely the most tedious part of the job, but my persistence paid off eventually. Once everything was sanded down, I made sure I gave it a good wipe to remove any dust, and I did this just in the nick of time because the first rain shower arrived. So now I've moved indoors. Now I did think about painting all these parts separately and then reassembling the bookcase at the end, but I thought that would take too much time and too much space, so I decided to reassemble the bookcase before moving on to the next stage. So this is the bookcase back together, and it does have a rather shabby chic look to it, and I'm sure many people will be happy to apply a coat of clear lacquer and call the job done. That's not quite the look I'm going for. That said, I'm not looking for perfection either. This certainly isn't going to be a centrepiece of the room. In fact, it's just going to be in the corner out of the way, but I still want to fill any screw holes and any battle scars that it's acquired over the years with this multi-purpose filler before moving on to priming. Once the filler was dry, I gave it a quick sand down before moving on to applying this primer and undercoat combined. We got 2 coats of this over the course of a couple of hours. And I don't know if you've noticed, but I'm back outside again. Although this isn't going to be a centrepiece, I still tried very hard to avoid any runs by not overloading the paintbrush. In the corners, I tried to get them as crisp and clean as I could. Once the combined primer and undercoat are dried, it leaves a slightly rough, chalky type feel, which requires a light bit of sanding before applying the top coat. And again, once I'd finished the sanding, I gave it all a wipe down to remove any loose dust. And for the top coat, I used this water-based satin paint. I applied 2 coats of it, allowing several hours to dry in between. And this is the end result. Now, it's not going to win any awards, but but it certainly looks a lot better than it did just a few hours ago. Now some might say, for the time and effort I've put into it, I could have just gone out and bought a brand new bookcase. But there's no fun in that, is there?